Alright, welcome back to Perkins Garage. Doing some work on the Chevelle. I was going to go drive it this morning, but it started backfiring. When I started up, backfiring at idle. I've known that the transmissions, or the carburetor has been running a little rich since, pretty much since I started this motor up. And I haven't really done anything with it, so gotta look into that. Pulling plugs right now because when I had it running and it was running like shit, it sounded like it was misfiring. Shut it down and I temped the headers, and so driver's side I got 3 plugs out so far, and I'll show you that. So temping the headers, 84 on 2, 88 on 4, almost 100 on 6, over 100. So when I first started, they're obviously cooling down, but when I first started doing this, or whatever, when I shut the car off, 8 was at like just over 200, like 207. 6 was at right around 200, and these two right here were at like 80. So that leads me to believe that I only had 2 cylinders firing on that side. On this side, 1, 3, 5, and 7. So 7 was over 200. I only had 1 cylinder firing on this side. So I was wondering why it kind of sounded like crap. So I got 3 plugs pulled so far, and they don't look good at all. So I gotta do something with the carburetor, get these things to clean up and run better. So I'm gonna start monkeying with that. Stay tuned. Alright, so we pulled all the plugs, or I pulled all the plugs. My dad came over here. We did a compression test on all the cylinders. Everything looks good. So yeah, it's definitely been running rich. These are all the plugs. They look like dog shit. So there's all the compression tests. They all look pretty good. So these are NGKs too, which my dad said are Japanese Honda plugs, so can't have that. I'm gonna go pick up some AC Delcos tomorrow and then throw them in, and then you gonna come over tomorrow? Okay, he's got a golf first. It's Father's Day tomorrow, and we're gonna start it up and adjust the carburetor, adjust the idle mixture screws, and see what happens. Go from there. So stay tuned. All right, it is Father's Day, and I got my ears lowered. My dad didn't come over today because we ended up just going and meeting at a bar for a meat raffle, because that's what we do in Wisconsin, Sunday meat raffles. Did that, and now I'm going to throw the plugs back in it. I just messed around with the power steering, because I don't know if you guys remember back, but I have a power steering leak. It's from the pump, the fitting on the pump. I'll show you that in just a second here. I'll show it to you right now. Here. So this fitting right here was leaking, and I didn't put any Teflon tape on it when I put the pump in, so I got some on it now. Hopefully that takes care of it. I also found another leak on this hose here, because I don't know if you can see down there, got some coolant, and I think it's coming. Yeah, there's water right there. It's coming from that one. I think it's coming from this barb fitting. I'll verify that, but I can just tighten that up. So yeah, and the warden's out here. So
What'd you do with the mineral spirits?
huh?
What'd you do with the mineral spirits?
Where it belongs.
Oh.
Anyway, she's cleaning up she's painting the garage doors and cleaning the garage floor, because I blacktopped the garage, or the driveway, and sprayed blacktop all over the cement. So anyway, yeah, I got that taken care of. I got to clean up the power steering fluid underneath it, and now I'm gonna throw the plugs in, and tomorrow night my dad's gonna stop by after work, and we're gonna play around with the idle mixture screws and see how she runs. I got some new plugs too, some AC Delcos now, because I didn't realize that NGKs were for Japanese motors or whatever, but they work for whatever. They're fine. Anyway, big block needs AC Delcos. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put them in. All right, so just like per the usual with me, I got the wrong spark plugs because my heads require flat gaskets and not the tapered ones, which I picked up from O'Reilly's. But my dad got a part-time job at CarQuest, so that helps out. And he's gonna look up the right ones tomorrow, and he's gonna grab them. I'm working right down the road from him tomorrow, so should be able to get them tomorrow. But these are the plugs I picked up, and I'll show you what I mean. One good thing is somebody's gonna get some gap spark plugs for a big block. So there's the tapered end. That seals on a tapered head. Here are my old plugs. I'm sure there's a lot of smart guys out there. Oh, you didn't know that. Whatever. But yeah. Focus. There. That's the old ones. And my heads are flat. They're not tapered. And they require that crush washer on there. So I got to get some of those tomorrow. And it's not that big. I just wanted the car to be ready to go and start up by the time my dad got here tomorrow. But no, I'll just have to slap some plugs in it and put the wires on and everything. And it's always something. So stay tuned. All right, so it is now Monday, and I got the right plugs now. I picked them up for my dad today, and I'm going to gap them now. So hang out with me for a second. Got my sweet minty t-shirt on today. What do you want?
Why do I have 9,000 toe straps in my garage?
Where were they at?
They were all over my pots.
Oh, I gotta go through those.
Okay, can I set them right now, babe? Can I set them again?
Don't run my trailer.
Okay. I will do that.
Alright. Here's my old school gap tool. I'm gonna do, it calls for 35 thousandths to 45 thousandths, so I'm gonna go with 4,000. This one's 35. Here's my new gap tool. Right at 35. I like to test it with the old guy. This is my grandpa's, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that already. He's no longer with us. He was a truck driver. Close right there. So I noticed that these are 42s. I think that's the heat range. The ones I had before, were 44s, but I think the NGKs that I had were heat range was like 42. So I'll just stick with that for now. Give her a little tapper. $4,000. All right, I'm gonna go throw them on. Oh, these already have them on. So some of them actually didn't come with the gasket or crush washer installed on them. It's weird because the ones that did came in this light blue box, and the ones that don't have them are in this dark blue box. Oh, Hincho in Mexico, dark blue. Ah, that's why. Hincho in, or how do you say made in China in Chinese? You don't. That's why. So that sucks. Huh? So move it. You need me to do it? Huh? Alright, give me a minute. Alright, so if any of you guys that follow me watch Mortsky Repair, I love that guy's show. I think he's about the same age as me too, so that's probably why we kind of talk about the same bullshit. And anyway, he absolutely hates headers, and because they leak, I guess. I don't know. I haven't had enough miles on this thing to know if they leak or not. But anyway, I have headers, and I don't think that's really the problem. But on a big block, I'll show you number 5 and number 7. So I got 5 in. Number 7, you got to try to wrap around and get your fingers in there, and it sucks. So I'm gonna work on that, and then get them tightened down. But I mean, this side's wide open. That's another thing that sucks about these heads too, is their angle. They're an angled head, so this side, the spark plugs go that way, and this side's super easy because they come this way. So, alright, I'm gonna get these put in, and I gotta move a 4-wheeler for my wife, so stay tuned. Alright, so we'll skip ahead another day. We got the plugs in yesterday, and I totally forgot to film anything else on it. Oh, dirty. God damn it. Whoops. Anyway, got the car back up and running. It sounds great. Sounds a lot better. My dad stopped by, and we did do some carb tuning. So it's got the 2 adjusters on the front. It's an Edelbrock. With the right one first, you turn it clockwise until it starts to sound like it's dying, I guess. And then you turn it counterclockwise out to lean it out until it's almost dying, and then you bring it back in like a half or quarter turn or whatever. Just kind of make it sound until it sounds like it's alright. And you can do the same thing with the left screw, and it sounds good. I had the belt issue too. It was squealing a lot. Found out that it was actually the alternator belt. We were able to tighten that. It seemed to take care of the squeal. It seemed like every time I start it up, it squeals, but that seems a lot better. And then I did kind of take care of I already showed you the power steering, but I still got to deal with the coolant leak on the top of that heater hose. Deal with that. No, that's a radiator hose. Right now I'm going to throw some power steering fluid in, and I got to take my daughter to baseball practice tonight so she can finally get a ride in the car. So we're going to do that today. Alright, see you later. Alright, so we're back from town. Got the car back in the garage. My wife's painting the garage door over there, so I can't open that door yet to get it back over in the shop. That's why it's over here, so I can drive it. So seems to be running good with the new plugs. I'm gonna run it a few times and a few tanks of gas through it and see. And I'm gonna check the plugs, most likely on the pass, because there's nothing blocking them. I don't have air conditioning, so a lot easier to get to. And then everything's looking good with the power steering pump, so I might not have to pull this out. Next step with that, I know the rag joint's leaking, or it was weeping. So next step with this is to, once I get it back over into the shop, I gotta get it up in the air, get underneath it, clean off any power steering fluid or oil or whatever, and just look for leaks. I thought I might have had a leak off one on the passenger side rear of the pan, so I need to look at that and see what's going on there. Then I got to fix that weeping on the heater hose. But yeah, just keeping an eye out for stuff and getting it broke in. But yeah, it seems a lot happier now that I got some new plugs in it, and we did lower the idle a little bit. I was a little bit worried about that because that idle, when I'm in gear, it gets down to like 500 RPM. And my old Chevelle, I used to have to feather the throttle with my foot on the brake to keep it alive at a stoplight. That motor was also not set up very well, and I didn't know what I was doing back then. I kind of know a little more now. So, but it doesn't die out or anything like that. So next weekend is drag racing at Union Grove, Great Lakes Dragway. We're going to be going to that. Myself and my wife and myself are going to be going to that, and it's all old school stuff. So I was going to take this. I was going to take the Chevelle, but I want to get it broken more. It's probably about an hour and a half drive over by I think Lake Geneva or something like that. Anyway, we're going to take the Trailblazer and just go check out some drag racing, and I'm going to try to get some video of that. So all right, we'll see you later.